If you're deciding whether you want to be on a team, which team to be on, or if you should just go solo, you're going to want to ask these questions to make your decision easier. My name is Alisia Krastel, and if you're all about growing your real estate business with tips and tricks, social media, and tools that you can use, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. In this video, we're going to go over questions that are really important to ask your team and yourself before making a decision. By taking the time to do these, you could save yourself a lot of time and money. Number one is, who is actually the team lead? Who is in charge of this team? Do you like them, and do you jive? Because everything is coming from the top. The whole feeling vibe of the team is coming from that person. They've hired everyone on that team. Find out who they are, if you actually like them, and what their plans are for the future for the team. Number two is, who is the admin for the team? This is going to be the team lead's right-hand person, so they're going to have a big influence on whether you have a great time on the team or you do not. If you're successful or if you're not, you really need to be able to gel well with them as well. Number three is, where does the team's business come from? Not just where their leads come from, but where are they closing deals from? So you want to find out how much is cold leads, how much is being procured through Sphere or other things. Question four are, what are the requirements from the team for you to help with that lead generation? Are you going to be expected to have daily activities that you do, weekly, monthly? And are there going to be events that you also have to be in attendance for their lead generation activities? You want to know exactly what's expected of you for their lead generation and what they're going to require as far as a time commitment. Five is, what are the breakdown of splits? How does this work, and does it vary depending on where those leads or source of business comes from? Will you make the same split if it comes from a cold call from the team that you've procured and nurtured as that you do when you get a Sphere or like your sister-in-law sells a house? Are the splits different if you have a listing versus a buyer? That all needs to be very clear so there's no misunderstanding on how that money is broken down. If that's not written down and it's like, well, we figure it out depending on this circumstance or that circumstance, that's a big red flag. Six is, how long do team members stay? Do they have people who've been around a couple of years, or is everyone fresh and only been there a couple months? You'll have natural turnover, so of course there will likely be people who are new on the team, but there should be agents who've been around a while. Seven is, how many homes do each team member sell? You want to know the breakdown. The team as a whole might close X amount, which sounds impressive, but if each team member isn't closing a fair amount or something that you think is fair, that could be a problem. One team member might be carrying the most of the business. And if the team is unwilling to tell you that, you can always look it up by name once you know who's on the team with the MLS. Number eight is, what is their marketing plan, and is there a fee to you for any of that marketing? Number nine is, there a transaction coordinator and or a listing assistant? If the team does have those, who are they and can you meet them? These are people you're going to be working with day in and day out, so you want to know who they are and make sure that you gel with them. Number 10 is a question for you. It's a super important one. Do you have an entrepreneurial mindset? Like, are you always figuring out new ways to do things and improving them and wanting to figure out plans? Or do you prefer having a job? You want a list of things to do where you can complete them and someone just tell you the activities that are needed to be done. Depending on your answer may change whether you want to be on a team or be solo. If your heart of hearts is an entrepreneur, you're going to have a hard time being on most teams if you don't have autonomy. So if you know that you're an entrepreneur and you want to make things better and you always want to change things and you want to do the best and make more, you have to make sure that you're in a team that allows that flexibility and autonomy. The last thing you want is to be stuck on a team that is extremely rigid and wants you to follow this exact plan and do not stray from it, because it will kill the light inside you. On the other hand, if you are very rigid and you want the list, you want to make sure that you're on a team that does not want you to just go out and figure it out on your own and they just have basic support. You want very heavy support from the team. If you deep down don't ever want to be told what to do or have someone else tell you the plan, a solo agent might be the better move. If you're a new agent and you're still figuring all this out, you may want to check out this video that talks all about mindset and the things to expect as a new agent. Number 11 is, how much do you want to make? Yes, you are allowed to decide that up front. You don't have to go by what the industry standards is. Real estate is something where if you want to make it, you can make that happen. If you want to make 50, that's great. If you want to make 100, 150, 400,000, There are ways to do all of those. It's really important to know the actual net income that you want to put in your pocket to make sure that you have a great fit with this team or being solo. And we're going to get to how to figure that out and make sure that's going to happen with one of the later questions. 12 is, what does the contract with the team look like, specifically the exit strategy? The team contract should be all written out there in black and white for you to look at. And when you leave, it should detail what happens with clients that you're currently working with the team, referrals that you may have gotten but they haven't been under contract yet. Anything that could happen should be outlined for you, because the last thing you want to do is negotiate with a team on your way out with clients that you maybe haven't gotten under contract yet and you don't know what to do. Or clients you may have met through the team but they haven't done anything yet. All of that should be outlined for you. 13 is huge. Ask the team lead or the manager, whoever's running the team, to sit down with you and ask them to walk you through exactly what your year would look like, what you would net doing the business that you want. That looks like, if together you decide that you can close 23 deals with the team, what does that look like? How much money at the end of the day, after all fees, all splits, any charges, will you be walking away with? And then have them help you with, what does that look like after taxes? You want to know how much money goes in your pocket at the end of the day so you can compare appropriately. Any great team lead will be ecstatic that you've asked that question and be able to show their value to you. And you'll feel better understanding exactly how to compare from team to solo and really know what's your best move. 14 is another question for you specifically. Do you want to be on a traditional team where they have a split and you share commission? Or do you want to be on a non-traditional team, which is something like EXP or Real, where they don't share commission, but they're incentivized to work together and share information, programs, resources because of the revenue share? Neither is better than the other. It just depends what you want and to understand they're different. Number 15 is, what does your gut say? You know deep down what is the right move for you, and a lot of times the industry might have you question that, thinking, well, you don't know all the answers and maybe this is the right move. Your gut is right, I promise you. At the end of the day, you know what you're made of, and if you are going to be successful and you have a history of success, you will be successful no matter what you decide. If you're interested in looking at an example business plan to show you what a solo agent, or if you're on a team, could do, make sure you check out this video about the business plan. It walks you through exactly how to do it.